What's going on, people? Let's see how well this is going to work. I think this is the first time I've done stream from the new house with the new internet supposedly working. All right. So let me get this shared out to a couple places. Hopefully everything's working. Hopefully you guys can hear and see me okay. Bear with me a moment. Bear with me. I hope everybody's having a great day. Got a lot going on, a lot we have to get done. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. Yeah, it's hot, man. It's nasty hot. So real quick, let me clear up something. We had a boo-boo on the raffle that just happened. Every once in a while, with Facebook, being a billion-dollar company, uh, um, so every once in a while when we're doing these updating posts, having to edit, resave because we have to add people's names to the list. Every once in a while, it won't update. Their name won't get saved. Or let's say they ask for multiple spots. One of the spots saves, but the other spot doesn't. It happens every once in a while. Most of the time, we catch it. Either I catch it, after I see other people claiming stuff, I'll go, wait a minute, that number was picked. Or the person who claims it, they'll go back and look at some point and go, oh, shoot, my name didn't update in that spot, and they'll let me know. So, like, it does happen. So we had it happen on that one. A gentleman named, oh goodness, I buried his name, Charles Cromer, a new fan. He had claimed 2 spots and 7 days ago, a week ago. And one of those spots was spot number 19. His first spot updated, his second spot didn't. And of course, I've been super busy this past week with work and then travel this past Friday and been gone all weekend. And so I didn't notice that spot number 19 didn't update. So John Rupp, longtime fan and supporter, great guy. He claimed spot number 19 outside of his other spots he claimed because he thought it was empty because it looked empty. What's up, Monica? What's up, everybody? So sadly, we did the raffle. The original claimer didn't notice his name wasn't on that spot. I didn't notice his name wasn't on that spot. But he claimed it 7 days ago. John claimed it 5 days ago. I explained everything to John, let him know what happened. He was super understanding about it, which I'm going to take care of John because that was my fault. Also, I should have caught that when it didn't update. I normally look at these posts to make sure they update. Every once in a while, it'll show updated on my end. Then I go back and look at something a day or two later, and it's not updated. Like I said, wonderful world of Facebook and a billion-dollar company that runs like hot shit. Or I should say clumpy shit because it damn sure doesn't run smooth like hot shit would be. But anyway, So I'm going to take care of John. He had bought 2 spots on this raffle. So I told him I'm going to give him 2 spots on the next raffle, and I'm going to draw him a $200 commission. That's how I make things right. So, John Rupp, man, I'm so sorry that happened. I know I've said that repeatedly in the messenger, but I just want to make sure I get that taken care of for you. So he's going to send me a character of his choosing, and I'm just going to draw him a headshot in color, commission, $200 apology. Like I said, it was my fault too. The fan, usually catches it when that happens, but usually I catch it also when I go back and look at those posts a couple days later. It's just been super busy this morning, packing stuff and shipping it out, working on commissions, then dealing with the heating and air people that are here this morning. I was just trying to kind of go live, get the raffle over, because y'all been waiting on this raffle since Friday or Saturday. Anyway, for a couple days. So I wanted to get it done. Hey, John. Yeah, man, I'm so sorry. Like I said, every once in a while, this does happen, like I was telling people. But usually we catch it. Either the fan catches it because they'll go back. Fans will go back and look too to make sure their spots, when they claim multiple, they had it updated. But wonderful world of damn Facebook. But yeah, I'm going to give John. I told him, I was gonna refund him his $40 and then give him 2 spots also for free in the next raffle. I was like, you know what? This is a pretty big boo-boo. So what I'm going to do is just give him 2 spots. I'm going to move his 2 spots over to the next raffle, and then I'm going to give him a $200 commission of a character of his choosing. Like I said, I want to make sure I make it as right as possible, because this is the first time that we've had that happen. Normally we catch it. Because again, it is something that does happen with Facebook when you have to edit stuff, update it, resave it. Maybe he should spend less time listening to the shit we're saying to one another and more time, making sure his platform works correctly. But anyway, I want to get that out of the way, let everybody know what happened there. I posted on the video what happened. I posted on the post what happened. So I got everybody informed what was going on there. But I wanted to chat with you guys for a few minutes. I'm taking a break for lunch, ate me something a few minutes ago, and then did the raffle. So now I just want to chat with you guys for a minute. I want to talk about a few things, upcoming information, keep you guys in the loop. For those that don't know, if you have not seen the email I sent out on the Kickstarter for Psycho Sal Omnibus Collector's Edition, we do have a new printer for that. For those that don't know, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, well, let me preface this first by saying the main issue is it's really hard, apparently, to find printers in the US that print hardbacks. They'll print softbacks, trade paperbacks, but they don't print hardbacks. But we found somebody suggested someone to me about 2 months ago. And again, I'm so sorry for the delay on this, but they suggested this person to me, said they do hardbacks. I reached out to the guy to ask about his prices for softbacks and hardbacks and printing these books. About a week later, he finally answers me, and he goes, "Oh, sure, yeah, I can do those. Here's the price." And we're like, "Okay, it's a little pricey, but that's the cost you pay for printing in the US, sadly." What's up, Ed? So I told him, "Okay, cool. Do you just need the files, or do you need us to format them a certain way for you? Because some printers will format their own and some want you to send them pre-formatted." He was like, "Oh yeah, here's my parameters," which took me about another week to get that answer. Apparently this guy's only in the office once a week. But so about a week later, he answers that, "Oh yeah, here's my information for setting up the printing for my printer." So Lori took that. She took a few days to get that set up. She sent the file to him. We waited. A handful of days later, he goes, "Okay, yep, those will work." Then a week went by, 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by. I sent him a message, "Hey, bud, it's been 3 weeks. Like, are you printing the books or what's going on?" We, still haven't heard from him. That was 3 weeks ago. So 7 weeks have gone by and we haven't heard shit from that printer. So luckily, Chris, just printed his hardbacks for his Ferryman book with another printer that he found that someone suggested. And they don't really print comics. They normally print just regular books, but they made it work. And they look good. So Chris got his books in like about a week ago, and I got to see one of them, and they're beautiful hardbacks. So we touched base with them. They're going to print the Psycho Sal Omnibus Collector's Edition books, softback and hardback. Hardbacks will be like 8x10 size, so a big size, 216 pages. But like the hardbacks will be like 8x10. Softbacks will be just a little smaller than that. Fair price. We're happy with the price, so they're going to print them. So Lori's been spending the last couple of days reformatting the printing parameters for the book, because this printer is different than that printer. So she should have those done either yesterday or sometime today. So as soon as she does, we'll get that sent over to them. So there's that update for that. Again, I apologize for the delay on that. I never would have fathomed it would have been this difficult to get hardbacks printed in the U.S. The only other place we found that printed hardbacks, they wanted $50 a book to print them. I sold the books on the Kickstarter for $40. You see what I mean? And I refuse to print the books in China or Canada or anywhere else. I'm not going to do it. So anyway, so there's the update on that. They are coming. Like I said, we found a printer. We've seen their work and its quality. Very nice hardbacks. The ones Chris got for Don't Pay the Ferryman were very nice. Also, commission lists. I'm working down the commission list. Please understand and be patient. I'll get to your name as soon as I get to your name. I'm not going to rush commissions. That's not going to happen, period. I'm still faster than any other artist out there when it comes to commission lists, turnaround times. So I'm working down the list, but I'll get to you as soon as I can get to you. Please keep in mind, this list is a little different than most lists most of the time. Almost all of the commissions on the new commission list on the next 10 commissions are 11x17, full body, full background, multiple characters. One commission is like a splash page, 2 11x17, so 22x17 with like 6 characters on it. And then the other one's 2 characters, then the other one's 3 characters, and then the other one's 1 character. So a lot of the commissions I'm working on right now are 11x17, full body, full background, multiple characters, cover quality type commissions. Like people swung for the fences on the tail end of the last commission list and this one. I'm not going to rush them. It's not going to happen. I have to work on publication work. I have to travel for Comicons. Now, I just did a show last weekend. So I only booked 1 show for April. No, 2 shows in April. 1 show in June. Yeah, 2 or 3 shows in April. But anyway, I only booked 1 show for June because we knew we were buying the house and we had to move. I booked 1 show for June because of that, and I booked 1 show for July. So I could try to get everything moved, work on the house, deal with the heating and air people, and deal with anything else, and then still do commissions, still do publication work for covers, and try to keep the ball still rolling without delaying too much stuff. So, like I said, I booked I think it was 2 shows in April, and then 1 show June, 1 show July. So I was at Cowtown Comic-Con this past weekend. I'm home this coming weekend. I'll be working on house-related stuff. What's up, Ron? I'll be working on commissions. I am on this month makes 3 months that I have not had a day off. So I'm working down the damn list with no days off. So be patient. What's up, Michael? What's up, everybody? So, and if you hear any noise in the background that's kind of loud, my heating and air guys are here. So I'm having to replace. Last week they pulled all the ductwork out from under the home, So they're replacing the new ductwork under the home today. They got the new 5-ton unit out back for the heating and air. So if you hear anything in the background, banging or any weird noises, that's them working on the heating and air. Spending almost 18 grand on that this week. Yeah, I'm about to get to Cowtown. Yeah, I do want to give you guys an update because that is something I've tried to be more involved in over the last 6 months or so, was kind of talking about each show, how the foot traffic was, because that's something, especially for you new artists, y'all always ask me that. Oh, how was this show? How was that show? So that way you can have an idea of what shows you might want to jump into, that, because I don't talk about the money side. I talk about the foot traffic. The foot traffic is what matters at a show. If you're a hustler, you're a grinder, you're going to be up on your feet, talking to every fan, engaging every person, you're going to make money. If you're sitting behind your damn table playing on your phone or running your mouth with your neighbor and ignoring people, then you're going to miss money. Yeah, dude, I feel so bad for them. They're up under this house right now, and it is 95 degrees right now. I'm sure under that house probably feels like 120. They do have a big fan at one of the entrances to the crawl space blowing air in on them. But yeah, man, I feel so damn bad for them because I know what that heat feels like. I used to do that type of work. I've done heating in there. I've done construction. I've done concrete work and roofing. And I feel so bad for them. They got out there early this morning, but I mean, in Mississippi, at this time of year, shit, it's 90 degrees by 10 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, it's, but you know, like I said, Ron, I keep telling people on the podcast and when I do panels at shows, because we do touch base on that at panels at Comic-Cons. If artists can't respect you and they can't show you that same love in return that you're showing them, stop chasing them. Stop giving them your money. Stop giving them your fandom. I don't give a shit how much you like their art. If they can't treat you with mutual respect, bounce. What's up, Alberto? Yep, good to see you too, man. Yeah, like I guarantee it probably feels like it's about 110 out there right now. That's no joke. Mississippi heat is nasty as hell, especially coming through the Delta. The middle part of Mississippi, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it sadly, like I said, man, that the fans control that aspect. The only way you can get artists to stop doing that to you, you got to stop giving them your fandom and your money. That's the only way artists know how to behave. You have to hit their pocketbook. So if artists do that to you, if they can't take a couple minutes and talk to you and engage with you, don't deal with them no more. And if you're an artist that's doing it and I'm pissing you off, I don't give a shit. Boo boo. But so let's talk about, so like I said, I'm working down the commission list. I just shipped out all the Psycho Sal, or excuse me, Absolute Psycho Sal Cowtown Comic-Con #1s. Just shipped those out today. They're all out the door. I do have a few left. If you missed out on the pre-sale, I only have a few left. And I think I only have a few of the blood covers left. I think all the regular covers are gone, which is unusual. Usually the blood covers are the first one that sell out. Yeah, Tunica heat index is 121, which means it's probably about the same down here. Jesus. So I've got a few of those left. I will be shipping out the rest of the Soundwave 11x17 metals here soon. I'm waiting on some more damn boxes to get here for that size item. They should be here in the next few days. Everything is shipping really slow right now for some weird ass reason. So yeah, so there's you an update on the Soundwave metals. There's you an update on the Cowtown Comic-Con Absolute Psycho Sal #1s. And let me give you guys a little first preview of the next Wonder Woman print that is coming to my wall at Comic-Cons. You guys have probably seen that missing spot on my print wall behind me. Well, I've got the artwork finished. I'm going to get it scanned and sent over to Dave for colors. But this is what's coming. And this will be a metal. Absolute Wonder Woman. I cannot wait to see this as a freaking metal. That is going to be insane. But it will be a regular print on my wall. Like I said, if you saw the pictures from Cowtown or the couple shows prior to that, you'll see this one little spot missing on the print wall. That's for her. The other raffle, I'm going to do another raffle here for you, and I got to find somebody that can give me a value on this. I pulled this. This is kind of, I've only have a few things left in my personal collection because I sold the majority of it. So I want this to go to somebody that can appreciate it, because it is hard as hell. Like Alberto can vouch for this. This book is extremely hard to find in a 9.0 or better. So there you go, guys. That's going to be the next raffle. Amazing Spider-Man 36, the 9/11 black cover for September 11th, 9.0. I have no clue why it's yellow label. It's not signed as far as I know, but that's going to be the next raffle. The first time, I think, other than a statue, I think it's the first raffle out of 6 years of doing raffles that it doesn't have anything to do with anything I did. I just want it to go to a good home. I just got to get with somebody to find out a damn value on it. If it is, Ron, I never noticed it. And it's not listed on the slab. I think what happened, it was in an order with my books, and all of my books, when it goes to CGC, every single one of them are signed for the most part. Every once in a while, I'll get somebody that just wants a blue label, but that's kind of rare. I think they were just in the zone, and they just accidentally slabbed the damn thing yellow. So it's probably the only yellow label non-signed 9.0 in the world. It's probably the only non-signed yellow label period in the world. But I got to talk to somebody that knows value these days to figure out what's a good value for that book as a 9.0. But that'll be the next raffle. The next upcoming show that I will be at, I'll be back in Texas the first weekend of August. So not this coming weekend, but the next. I will be in Belton, Texas at Bell County Comicon. For those that may have never done it, that's actually a really good show if you haven't been there. So definitely check it out. Yeah, exactly, Ron. So let's talk about Cowtown. That's the most recent show I just did. Kim and Chris Hayes puts on that show. They also put on Texoma in Durant, Oklahoma. For those that don't know, that show was their first show. I think this is the 5th time that show's taken place, or either the 6th. I think it's the 6th, either the 5th or the 6th. I've been to every single one of them. The first one was in the first 2, I think, was in the Hearst Center in Irving, Texas. Great turnout, great show. Then they had to go to a bigger spot, so they went to the Will Rogers Convention Hall there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 50,000 square feet or something, and it was awesome that first year and that one. The second year, it was still great, especially for me. I've got a lot of Texas fans, knock on wood. But overall, it was a great weekend for me. It was a little slow compared to the year before because sadly, like Dallas-Fort Worth changed their state fair to the same weekend. They had to move the dates for something, and sadly, they moved it to the same weekend as Cowtown was going to be. And then it was like 75 degrees in the middle of the summer in Texas. So everybody was at the fair, but it was still good. Now, the following year, they had to switch over to the Dickies Arena, and that was 2 years ago. And that was an absolute nightmare because of the people who run the Dickies Arena. They screwed Chris and him over so bad. They were turning people away that were trying to park. So the con is Saturday, Sunday. So that Saturday at around 3 p.m., the show's not over till 6. But after about 1 to 3 was when they got caught, 3. They were turning people away from the parking areas, telling them the con was over because they were having a big concert there at the second floor of the arena that night, and they were trying to keep as much parking open as they could. So somewhere around midday, they started telling people the con was over, and then they got caught saying it at 3 when one of my fans or one of our fans came in and say, "Oh, heads up. I know damn well your show's not over till 6. Well, your parking people for Dickies is out there turning cars around, telling them y'all closed at 3. So that was an absolute nightmare, and it killed that show, sadly. And then last year they took the year off as far as Cowtown is concerned, so they could find a different venue. So they ended up this year, they moved it out to Waxahachie, which is about 40 minutes from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Saturday, Sunday, beautiful venue, free parking, which is a huge plus because all the other parkings were $30 a pop. So free parking for the fans. Chris and them promoted the living hell out of it. They promoted every single person that was part of that show, whether they were guest invites like us or whether they were vendors or other artists that paid for their tables, etc. They promoted everybody. They put signs everywhere. Like when I was coming into the con, I saw signs on the road, and then signs all around the arena. So they promoted the hell out of it, which y'all have heard me talk about that many times. Chris and Kimberly, they believe in promoting. They believe in the old grassroots style of promoting, feet on the ground promoting is what people used to call it. They go out and talk to businesses. They give away some tickets. They go on the radio, the TV. They do all of this. It was a good turnout. They had food trucks out there. Actually some really good food trucks. Their burger truck, little pricey. It was like $16 for a damn double burger. I think that's too much for a damn food truck burger. I think they could drop that down to $12 for a double, $10 for a single, and they'll still make bank. So that's a little pricey, but that doesn't have anything to do with Chris and them. That's just the food truck. But they had like a coffee truck. They had a barbecue truck, a burger truck. They had a lemonade truck. Lemonade was damn good. So they had food and stuff there, good food. The facility was beautiful. Like I said, the panel room was beautiful. We had a good turnout Saturday. Now it wasn't packed, but it was a very good turnout in general. And Sunday was a pretty good turnout too. And of course, like most cons on most Sundays, it kind of dilts after around 2:00. And of course, Chris and them was all kind of worried and upset, about it. Because they wanted more people for sure. And I told Chris and him, and I'll tell you guys the same thing. Cowtown, you have to look at it as it's a brand new show. It's starting from scratch. Like I said, the year before was messed up because of what Dickie and them did to them. Then last year they didn't have it. So now it's they're back this year, but it's in a new area. So it's technically like a brand new show. So for a brand new show, they had a pretty good damn turnout. I've been to some shows that were 2-3 years old and didn't have half of what they had. So they had a good turnout, and it will get better. There's no doubt about it. Because they're happy with that venue, so they're planning to stay at that venue as long as nothing goes crazy. So if it's there next year, which is the plan, what's up, Jason? It will grow. So hang tight, hang in there. They had a great lineup. They did very good. Again, a testament to Chris and Kim. They believe in old school Comic-Cons. So the majority of that floor was vendor or comic selling vendors. So it was people selling comic books. There were multiple booths of people selling new comics, back issues, slabs, tons of comics being sold. Yeah, exactly, Ed, exactly. They had Dawn Mateague, they had what's her name, JP was there. They had some other, Mel Melton was there. I was there. Ken Salinas was there. So they had several of us pros in-house. Lacey Kruger was there. So they had a lot of published pro artists there. And then, like I said, Dawn Mateague was there, who's an absolute sweetheart always. Fans always love her. She's great with the fans. And she had a great time. And I was super glad, to hear her say that. She said she would definitely love to do that show again. She wants to do Texoma. That's the one everyone wants to do. Texoma is insane that Chris and them do in Durant, Oklahoma. 4,000, I've done it all 3 years. It's been around. This year was the third year. I've done it every single year. And from year 1 to year 3, they've averaged between 3,000 to 4,000 people on a Saturday. They're on Sundays for Texoma. They're averaging between 1,000 to almost 2,000, like 1,800s range. And it's been those numbers all 3 years. And that facility is probably, I don't know, 30,000 square feet, 40,000 square feet, maybe not even that much. I'm not sure the exact size. It's not massive, but it's not itty bitty either. But that's the one everybody really wants to do is Texoma. But Cowtown, like I said, if it hadn't been, sadly for Will, because the first year they were in Irving, it was slammed. Second year, it was slammed. They had to go to a bigger venue because it was so much, so many people. So they went to the Will Rogers, which is like 50,000 square feet or something. That first year there was slammed. The second year was slammed, the first year was slammed. They opened it up to 75,000 square feet the second year, and it was still busy. And then, of course, like every facility tends to do, when they see you're packing the house, when you go to do that next year's contract, they want their piece of the pie. So they up the price. And when they up the price, sadly, we're not talking about, oh, we're going to go up a couple grand. They want to go up 20 grand, or they want to go up 30 grand. I know, I've seen the numbers. So they get super greedy. So sadly, that's why they ended up having to switch over to Dickey's Arena. And then, like I said, Dickey's Arena screwed them so bad. They were supposed to be charging fans $20 to park. They were supposed to get a discount for anyone coming to the con with their tickets or whatever. They were supposed to get to park for 20 instead of the normal 40 or whatever it was. And then, like I said, halfway through the day, they started charging people full price to park. And then around 3 o'clock that Saturday, they got caught telling people that the con's over. So it's kind of, like I said, Cowtown was starting off with one hell of a pace, and just those few, monkey wrenches got thrown in, and there's nothing you can do, but adapt. And like I said, they took last year off to regroup and figure out a new venue. And they decided to kind of get out of Dallas-Fort Worth to get some fresh area and some fresh fans. And it was a good turnout. I had a great weekend. I'm going to say this again, and it's blunt, but again, here's the simple rules of selling, because I know there was a few people there that were slow, that weren't busy, that bitched about not making no money. And I'm telling you right now, the reason they did not make money is because they were not engaging fans, period. Because yes, I had a handful of existing fans that showed up, that drove out from Dallas, drove out from other, areas an hour away to come see me and see Dawn and see these others. Sure. I made a lot of new fans there too, that bought lots of stuff. And every time I walk past these damn people that claim they didn't make no money, I'm not shitting you. The common denominator between all of them, they're sitting behind their table playing on their phone. That is the common denominator, because the foot traffic was there for you to make some money. It really was. Anybody that was up talking to fans, engaging them when they walked by, I saw them doing transactions. The ones that didn't, that had nobody at their table, this is what they're doing. They're sitting behind their table doing this, probably bitching about how they ain't made no money. Because the selling is simple. It really is. Either you're not selling stuff because you're not engaging fans, or you're not selling shit because your stuff is too overpriced for what you're selling, and or you're selling stuff no one wants to buy. You can't sell $8 stickers and bitch because nobody's buying your 10-cent stickers. There's a reason sticker truck or sticker booths that sell stickers at $1 a piece and $2 a piece make bank. I've seen a sticker booth at one of the shows who bitched and cried and tried to blame it on the con, and they're not even selling stickers they drew. They're buying shit off Amazon for 10 cents a piece in these giant packs, and then they slap them on their table for $8 a pop, and then they bitch because they're broke. It really can't get any more simple when it comes to selling. Either you're not engaging, or you're selling stuff for too much money for what it is. Quality versus money equals sales, or you're selling stuff that at a con that is a con where nobody buys that stuff. If you're at a Comicon trying to sell fucking jewelry, you may not do that well, and then you might. I don't know, but you can't blame it on a promoter. If I pull up to a show and I look through the town down, there's no signs down the road. There's no, because I go to all my shows a day early, and I drive around that first day looking at local businesses near the convention center, especially comic shops or tattoo shops or stores in general where they sell anything. If there's no flyers in the windows, if there's no signs out by the road, if there's no signs outside the convention center, I know damn well you're not promoting, because your Facebook page is not where you need to be promoting alone. You need to be promoting every damn where. So if I pull up to a con and I don't see anything that tells me there's a con in that town, and then I go to the show that Saturday and 20 people show up, then yes, you can be pissed off at the promoter, because he or she clearly did not do their job. Because I've been to itty bitty cons the size of a damn gymnasium, and there be 500 people on a Saturday for an itty bitty show that that's not super well known. I've been to some of those shows, and I'm not trying to downplay myself per se, but I've been to some shows where I was the biggest name in the fucking house, excuse my language, and still had 300, 400 people there. And then, of course, I've been to some shows where I'm the biggest name in the house and I saw 30 people, because there's nothing that tells me in that town, not even the hotel I'm staying in knows there's a Comic-Con. The restaurants down the street have no clue. I know, because again, I go talk to them. I want to know, did that promoter promote outside Facebook? So if you do have a promoter that did promote, that did do what they're supposed to do, and you see 400, 500 plus people on a Saturday and you walk away broke, that's your fault. Flat, period, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is your fault. Either you didn't engage, or your shit's too overpriced for the quality, which we see a lot when it comes to comic artists. Y'all see what we charge, and for some reason, y'all think y'all supposed to get the same money on day one, and it looks like a 12-year-old drew what you're drawing. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be mean or throw shade on you, but you got to be realistic about what you're charging for stuff. You can't go to Amazon or some Chinese company, order 1,000 damn prints for stickers for a nickel a piece, and then put them on your table for $8, $9, and then bitch because nobody bought your overpriced ass stickers that they can go to Amazon cheaper, 30 times cheaper. So, like I said, it's not rocket science. Selling is not rocket science. The number one thing that'll shit on you is you not engaging fans. Because even if you're a little overpriced and your artwork or your materials you're selling is a little mediocre, you can still make money off your personality and how you treat the people that walk up to your table. So, like I said, at the end of the day, if the foot traffic is there and you left broke, that's a you problem, period. So, hey, what's up, Ms. Della? But that also falls back on the heels of how engaging are you outside of cons? Because I can tell you, there's no doubt about it. Yes, I'm a decent artist. Yes, no one is going to outwork me, hands down, period. It's just not going to happen. And yes, I have some of the fastest turnaround times in the business for cover work and or commissions. Yes, I'll turn away work to make sure I don't get overwhelmed and I make you guys wait for stupid amounts of time. Now, don't get me wrong. You waiting 6 months for a commission for me or another pro artist that's busy. Yes, that's normal. You waiting a year, that's even relatively normal too. That happens. Because again, like even for me, you see how many covers I'm doing a year. All right. Then you see how many commissions I'm doing. Then you see how many shows I travel to, anywhere between 2 to 3 shows a month, 10 months out of a 12-month year. I drive to all my shows. So a 4-day show for me is a 6-day trip. A 3-day show is a 4-day trip, etc. So you do have to be understanding. You do have to be patient. Artists do need to pick the ball up a little better because there's a lot of you guys out there who aren't doing it on the level we're doing it on, with the constant cover work, constant commissions, constant travel. Sorry, internet got interrupted. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Let me make sure audio and everything's still right. Starlink, supposed to be the best damn internet in the world, and it runs like hot shit too. Let me know if you can still hear me okay. So yeah, it's you got to be mindful of all that. Be understanding. So when it comes to commission lists, and you're dealing with pro artists who travel to shows, who do lots of covers, that do commission lists, be mindful of that. Now, I'm not saying wait forever, but you new guys who aren't doing any of this other shit, and then I see people making posts calling you out. Oh, so-and-so, I ordered a commission from so-and-so, and it's been 6 months, and he still hasn't given me my art. And you don't travel to shows, you're not doing cover work, your commission list isn't selling out every time you're doing it, then that's a you problem too. Get the fuck off the damn PlayStation, the Xbox, stop watching movies, get your ass back to work. I sold my gaming system 9 years ago. So, and I'm not saying you got to work yourself in the grave. You don't have to have my work ethic. I'm not saying you got to do it my way. But if you don't travel to shows, which eats up a shitload of our time, and you're not doing tons of cover work that eats up more of our time, and you're still missing deadlines for the occasional cover you get the chance to do, or you got fans calling you out 6 months, a year, 2 years later because you owe them a commission, and you're not doing any of this other shit, that is a serious problem. Hey, don't get me wrong. I love some gaming, man. I used to play, stuff like EverQuest and player versus player stuff. I love good gaming, especially horror games and stuff like that. But I mean, I have an addictive personality. I know damn well if I own a gaming system, it's going to interfere with what I do. And, and like I said, I don't even want the temptation. So when I made the choice to do this 9 years ago, I sold my system. I had a PS whatever at that time. Matter of fact, I think I had an Xbox whatever at that time also. I think I had both. Because like I said, I used to play, Mortal Kombat, and I used to play horror games and all this. And I sold every damn bit of it when I decided to do this, because I know me. I just pour my addictive personality into work. And like I said, I'm not saying you got to do it the way I do it. I do 12, 14 hours a day, almost 7 days a week. Like I said, it's been 3 months since I had a day off, because my days off, technically, like if I take a day and I'm not doing comic related work, like if I take a Saturday or I take a Sunday when I'm home from a show, I'm working on this house, so especially since we moved here. So I don't get no days off. Now, yes, it's a day off from like comic work, but it's still not a day off because I'm still doing this stuff for 10 hours a day. I mean, we worked on the dining room what was it, weekend, not this past Saturday, but like the Saturday before. We put almost 12 hours in the dining room, redoing the dining room. And for those that don't know, we bought a Queen Anne Victorian style home that was built in 1890. Almost 6,000 square feet, like 6 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. No, 3.5 baths. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.5 baths, 6 bedrooms, viewing room, dining room, parlor, game room, library. So we got a lot to do. I got a garage full of antique furniture that I've got to get to. So, and again, now that's my choice. I mean, I'm not saying that like somebody's making me do it. I can choose to have a day off where I just watch TV. But I mean, I had 28 days off last year out of the entire year, 28 days. My brain is so ingrained in go, go, go and do. I can't sit in front of, like, dude, if you can get me to sit in front of a TV for a couple hours to watch a movie, you accomplished something. And I'm not saying that in a bragging way. I wish I could stop. I just can't. This has been my pattern. For 8.5 years. I've literally been doing 12 to 14 hours a day, almost 7 days a week for 8.5 years. January will be 9 years I'll be doing this. And again, addictive personality. So I bury it all in this, working on the house and working on this. So like today, I'm hanging out with you guys a couple hours just so I can stop, because otherwise I'm going to be over there working, because I've got commissions I need to get done, and I've got them all laid out, ready to go. I'm working on a Dracula versus Van Helsing. I'm working on a Lady Death piece. I'm working on a fun Deadpool and Domino sketch cover. Then I'm doing the 11x17 Dracula versus Van Helsing, 11x17 Lady Death and her Hellhounds, the 11x17 Cloak and Dagger, and then a couple others. I've got like a 22x17 I got to start at some point that's got like 6 or 7 characters on it. So be patient on the commission list. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Like I said, it's not unusual to be on the commission list for a busy artist, for 6 months or even a year. Nope, it's sitting right there, Ed. I'm waiting on some damn 12x18 boxes to get here. I shipped out some of the medals, the Soundwave medals, for the few boxes I had left. I had to order some more. Because I have some 11x17 boxes, 12x18 boxes over there, but they're like this thick. And I really don't want to put metals in those type boxes, because once you put bubble wrap around them, you can only get one layer bubble wrap to fit in that 12x18 box that's that tall. When I ordered those, they sent me the wrong boxes. They were supposed to be 12x18, so 12 inches or 12 inches by 18 by 3 inches deep. Those were supposed to be 2.5. And once you make the box up, it's only about 2 inches. Once you put the bubble wrap on it, you can't get it to close right. So I'll have to use those for something else. So I ordered some more 12x18 by 3s, which 3s are a little too big, but it's okay. A little extra bubble wrap or a little extra random paper, and it'll be fine. That's what I used to ship in. Then, like I said, last time I ordered some boxes that were like rigid 12x18 by 2.5s or by 2s, and those worked really well. And then I thought I was putting that order again when I ordered these restocks, but these are perforated, however the hell you say it. So you can kind of make them the size you want, and I didn't want those. And when you try to make those 2 inches thick, they're shit. So don't ever buy those. Buy the solid, regular boxes that fold like a box. But anyway, so they'll be here soon, Ed, and I'll have the rest of the Soundwave medals out, and then I'll have your order and a couple other people's order that I'm waiting on those boxes. Like I said, I can put them in those. I just don't trust them, and the last thing I want is a piece of original published art or even a damn medal to get damaged, because it can already get damaged even in the damn boxes I'm putting them in. You get the wrong jackass delivering your mail or dropping it or whatever, and it's going to get damaged. It is what it is. No, it's no problem. As soon as those get here, I'll get that out. I've got to get in here at some point and redo this office. We got so much on the plate. It's insane, because for those that don't know, this home being built in 1890, it's full of antiques that I've been buying over the last 6 months before we closed on the house. And then there were some antiques already left in the house when we bought it. So, and every single room in this house is painted this kind of blue gray with white trim. They kept it a neutral cover for selling it. Even the exterior of the house is the light blue gray with the white trim. We're going in and repainting every single room, and then decorating every single room in antique, times specific, as much as we can, time specific furniture. So we're trying, the entire home will be dark academia, light academia, Gothic, that type of feel to it. But we have to repaint every single wall, all the trims, everything, the doors. It's going to be a lot of work. Like I said, we're a little over halfway done with the dining room. But we want to give it that Gothic feel, that dark academia mixed with some light academia in some of the rooms, kind of put it back towards that Victorian feel in general. So, and like I said, I'm trying to work that in while I'm doing work. So yeah, just hang in there, guys. Just be patient. Like I said, we'll get the Psycho Sal Omnibus in here soon, since we found a proper printer, since the other guy flaked on us. And a lot of people are like, well, maybe if you just, bugged him a little bit more, maybe he'd answer. And then I was sitting here, what's up, Albert? And then I was sitting here going, wait a minute. I was talking to Chris about it. And, I got to thinking, I'm like, it's taken me 5 weeks just to get him to tell me what the prices were, or excuse me, it took me 3 weeks to find out what the prices were and the format sizes. Then I sent you another PM once I got that information, and now it's been 5 weeks, 6 weeks, give or take, since I sent you that information to find out when it can go to print, and you still hadn't answered me, and I haven't even paid you yet. So if it's that difficult for me to print, I can't imagine how damn difficult it'd be to get my books after you printed them, or how difficult would it be to get my books after I paid you. So if I got that much trouble giving you my money, I don't want to deal with you, because I can guarantee you getting my stuff after I paid you is going to be a nightmare. Yeah, Jason, have a good one, man. Yeah, now see, I'm working on a fun one for I can't wait to show you guys the one I'm working on for Jason. Sadly, I got to start it all over. I had his commission about half finished for this fun Batman homage with Psycho Sal. I can't find the book. And I'm sure it's in one of these damn boxes that we haven't gotten to yet to unpack, which would be unusual. But it could be something where I picked it up and I laid it down, and someone picked that stuff up and put it in a random box, because I can't find it. It's on sketch cover, about half finished. And like I said, it's an homage to a classic Batman cover, with Psycho Sal. And I can't find it. So I got to start it all over again. Yeah, no shit. Well, I am a bit organized. I just don't know what the hell happened to that book. Because I can't find it, and I can't find some of my art supplies. And so I'm figuring it's in one, because I still have about 20 boxes we haven't even gotten to that's supposed to be random, unneeded stuff. So I can just about guarantee you it's going to be in one of those boxes. And it's probably a case where I picked them up, set it to the side when we were packing, and someone that was helping me pack probably Sorry, internet blinked again. Let me know if you can hear me okay, guys. Albert, sadly, no. One of these days, I'm going to do San Diego. So one of these days, I am going to do it. I just got to figure out when I want to tackle that, because that is a beast. That is a very expensive con to do as an artist, especially one traveling from the East Coast all the way out there. Yeah, like I said, Jason, you can just about guarantee the minute I finish that commission for you, you watch, I'm going to find that damn book. And sadly, it's one of those types of commissions that's unique because it's an homage to a Batman cover, and it's unique in the sense that it's Psycho Sal in that piece. I can't. It's not like it's another Joker cover, you know what I mean, or just a Batman cover that I can just throw up and sell to someone else. I won't be able to do shit with it. So that 5-6 hours of working on it is gone. But like I said, I'm sure I'll find it once we ever get to those other boxes, because I know damn well it wasn't in the apartment, because that sucker was bone dry bare when we moved. But no, I definitely want to do San Diego. One of these days I'll for sure do it, because it is, I've done New York twice. That was one of my grails for as far as Comic-Cons is concerned. I got to do it 2 years in a row. I love the New York. If I never get to do it again, I'm still a happy camper. I know I'll get to do it again eventually. I didn't get in this year, but New York, for those that don't know, New York's one of the rare cons that the majority of their artist alley, they rotate every year, every couple years. So just because you were there last year doesn't mean you'll be there this year, even if you got a big name. Now don't get me wrong, there's certain big names that are always going to have a spot. There's certain people that are signed with certain groups like Scott's Collectibles or Sequential Art that will always have a spot at those shows. It just is what it is. But as far as the majority of Artist Alley, they try to rotate it. I heard from them the other day, Ed. I will be at Fan Expo Dallas in Pro Row. I got my email from Kevin Boyd the other day, so I did get. He's bringing me in to Fan Expo Dallas. I'll be in Pro Row. I don't know my table number yet. So Ed, on that commission you were wanting, get with me as soon as possible. And the reason I'm saying that is I'm home this coming weekend. The next weekend I'm at Bell County. Then after Bell County, I'm home 2 weekends, and then I'm gone the entire month of September. Then I think I have 2 shows in October and the wedding in October. So I won't be really able to work on any commissions in October. And I think it's in September. So so if you need that commission, send me a PM, remind me what that commission is. And you need to get that tackled immediately. Because like I said, because I'm already working on a bunch of commissions and cover work that I've got to get wrapped up. And like I said, I'm home this coming weekend, but I'll be working on the house and other stuff. And then next week I'm in Bell County for the first weekend of August. Then I'm home the next 2 weekends of August, I believe. And then I'm gone every single weekend, or I'm gone the entire month of September. And then, Fan Expo Dallas is in September, I believe, around the middle, something like that. Because I still have, let's see. Let me see real quick. Hang on one second. Sorry, I was just answering a couple of people real quick that had questions. So let me look. Where's the hell's the saved tab when you're looking at? Oh, I don't need to look at that shit. I can just look on my phone. I was going to look at the supposed to go to Bell because the OG Pink. The OG Pink Ranger, nice. Real quick, let me give you guys. Man, did you guys see that about that damn young girl? That Kaylee Huddle, that little lady that played in the Godzilla versus Kong and stuff like that. She died in apparently a car accident or something. 18 years old, man. So the first weekend of August, I'll be at Bell County Comic-Con in Belton, Texas. Then September 4th and 6th, I will be at Tucson, Arizona at Tucson Comic-Con. Brian Polito with Coffin Comics is bringing me out to Tucson for my first show in Arizona. Then the following weekend is Fan Expo Dallas, the 11th, 12th, and 13th in Dallas, Texas. Then UltraCon, September 18th, 19th, and 20th in West Palm Beach, Florida. And then October, I'm supposed to do Big Texas Comicon. I haven't heard official confirmation yet, but I'm supposed to. I did their show last year. I did their HorrorCon this year and their HorrorCon last year. So they're supposed to be bringing me in. I just hadn't heard an official confirmation. And then, of course, we have the wedding in October and stuff. So, yeah. So definitely. Oh, dang. Got you. Oh, man. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here. And like I said, I'm working on commissions today. As soon as those boxes come in, I'll get the rest of this stuff shipped out for you guys. Like I said, Lori's supposed to be wrapping up the reformatting of the Psycho Sal Omnibus books because this new printer, we had to reformat it differently from the last damn printer. So she's supposed to have that wrapped up either yesterday or today. I'll touch base with her today to find out. If you missed out on the Absolute Psycho Sal #1 Cowtown Comicon exclusive, I don't think I have any regular covers left, but I think I have a few of the blood covers. Yeah, so like I have a few of the blood covers left with the foils, the lava foils, the metals, and the regular, but not many. I think I only have a couple of metals left. A few foils, and then a few of the regular covers, and that's it. So touch base if you missed out on the Absolute Psycho Sal #1 Cowtown Comicon exclusive. I've got a couple of those. Like I said, as soon as I talk to somebody and find out what the value of this would be for a 9.0 on the 9/11 book, Amazing Spider-Man 36, the black cover, I'll get that up as a raffle for you guys, a fun one. I think it's the last slab in my collection that I even own that doesn't have anything to do with me. Because like I said, I sold my entire collection a couple years ago. I hung on to that one for some reason. But yeah, so I'm going to get off here. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you guys so much for coming out to Cowtown this past weekend. A huge thank you to Chris and Kim for inviting me out. For a pro invite on that. I really do appreciate it. It was awesome. They always do a great job. They always show us tremendous love. It was awesome getting to hang out with Dawn at a show that wasn't, MegaCon or anything like that, where you only get 30 seconds to talk to somebody if you get that. So that was cool getting to hang out and chat with her and JP for a little while. And then, of course, Mel Melton, got to hang out and chat with him for a bit. One of my favorite artists. Mel's going to be doing a cover for Sentinel Veil of the Damned here soon. And a heads up on that, I promise you I'll get that damn script done here soon so we can launch the Kickstarter for Sentinel Veil of the Damned 3-issue miniseries. I know you guys are wanting that book, and I promise you I'm going to get to it here soon. I think that's about it for the updates and everything. Like I said, be patient with the commission list stuff. I'll get that stuff tackled here soon. I'm just chiseling away at the list. Sadly, they're going to take me a little longer because almost every commission, I think I have 2 regular commissions. The other 6 are all 11x17, full body, full background, fully rendered pencil commissions with multiple characters on each one, from 2 characters all the way up to 6. So just be patient, okay? Let's see. I think that's about it. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get back to work. You guys have a great day. Love you. Be good. Talk to you later. Ed, send me that PM. Remind me what it was so I can give you a price quote on it. Like I said, because I will need to get that sucker started as soon as possible. I have a couple things on my commission list I have to get done that are kind of semi-hard deadline. The people have kind of been on the commission list for a little bit. Even though your commission technically counts as a pre-show commission list that you're picking up at Fan Expo Dallas, but jump on it, because the minute I open the Fan Expo Dallas commission list, that sucker will be full in minutes. And remember, I only open up 10 pre-show spots. So first come, first serve, guys. I can't play really favorites on stuff like that too much. People get pissed off. So I just open it. Whoever gets there, gets there. But Ed and I had talked about this project a month or two ago, and he was just waiting to make sure I was going to get confirmed for Fan Expo. So now that we know we're confirmed, get with me. So, because Fan Expo is like MegaCon. The minute I open that damn list, it is gone. What's up, Eddie? Oh, also, because I am almost completely sold out. If you need my Department of Truth Zero Elvis Presley cover exclusive, artist exclusive, send me a PM. I only have a handful of those books left. That is 3 things. First time Elvis has ever been on the cover of a comic, and it's by me. First time Elvis has ever been the subject matter of a comic with their new part 1 to this 3-part storyline they're doing with Department of Truth and Elvis. And I believe it's the first time Department of Truth has ever had a guest writer with Scott Snyder. So there you go. That's a big book. That's why it sold so damn well. But I've got a few copies left. Department of Truth Zero, part 1 of the 3-part storyline they're doing. The other 2 parts will be in the regular series. Darkness #1, my artist exclusive for Image Comics on that. Remember, these are artist exclusives. They're done through me, not a retailer. I have a few copies of Darkness #1. If you need one of those, send me a PM. And I have a very few copies left of Feral #10 artist exclusive through my label for Feral #10. So if you need one of those, send me a PM. If you are a retailer and you want a 25 book bundle of those, I do a really good price on a 25 book bundle. I'm not sure if I have enough of each one of those to make a 25 book bundle. But you could maybe do a mix match of each one of those titles and do 25 books that way, because I don't think I have 25 per se of one title. I might, but I don't think so. So if you're an online seller, a retailer, or a comic shop, and you want one of these artist exclusive covers, send me a PM. I can work with you on trying to make you a bundle out of the 3 titles. And you get it for a great price. You sell it for a great price. And I do my bundles a little different. I sign all of them for free. So there you go. You guys say you want rare shit to sell. You can't get more rare than an artist exclusive. That book is not shared with any, the Darkness and the Darkness #1 and the Darkness #1, the DOT Zero, and the Feral #10. Now I did them through a comic shop, but I paid for them. Now they got a handful of books. They bought a handful of books because they wanted something put in their store. But it's not, like I said, it's not a retailer exclusive. It's an artist exclusive. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. You guys have a great day. Take care. Thank you for hanging out with me while I was just taking a break from work and rambling a little bit. Remember, share, help promote. It costs nothing to do it, especially if you're one of the retailers that I've made money for. You should be sharing my content or any artist content that has helped you get seen or made money. You artists who have benefited from our platforms, make sure you remember who helped you. Go share their content, help promote what they got going on. And for all of you who already do that, thank you so much. That's what it's all about. We are supposed to be doing that with one another. So make sure you remember who helped you get where you're going, and make sure you show that love and return to them any opportunity you get. Okay. All right. So have a good one, guys. Take care. Yep. You too, Michael. Everybody have a good day.